What's up guys, Wukong. First thing, as you can see, background looks a bit different. This is going to be standard background from now on for the most part, because my room is done being fixed up and everything. Changed the floors up in here and all kinds of shit like that. So that's all done now, and this is going to be the background from now on. Anyway, that's out of the way. Next thing, for this review, I'm going to try and jump right into it as soon as possible, but two things. I haven't played the Devil Survivor 2 video game on DS. I have played the first one when I bought Overclocked for my 3DS, and I really love that game. And I was planning to pick up Devil Survivor 2, but I saw that this anime was coming out back at the beginning of this year when I was going to pick it up, and I was like, let me just wait on that, watch this and not spoil the story, see what it's like. Two, I was really excited for this anime because I love Atlus. I love Atlus games. I would say the Devil Survivor Overclocked game that I played is probably my fifth favorite Atlus game so far. So I think if I played Devil Survivor 2, I really love the show's plot, by the way, so get that out of the way. But if I played Devil Survivor 2, that might take that slot. Above that, I'd probably put Devil Summoner 2. I love that game. Catherine would be my number 3 because that game was fucking amazing. Puzzle aspect of it was crazy. I just loved it. I put so many hours into that game. And then my number 2 and 1 would have to be Persona 3 and Persona 4. I love those two games so very much. But anyway, with that said, let's jump into the review. When I found out about Devil Survivor 2, the animation, I was really excited about it because I had heard that it was being directed by the same guy that directed Persona 4 the animation. And I really love Persona 4 the animation. That is probably my favorite anime that's adapted from a video game. I can't really think of any others at the moment. I mean, I'm sure I can if I actually try to think about it, but I want to not waste time. So I'm going to put that at the top. I'm sure if I really thought about it, I might find some challengers, but it's still going to be at the top. Great. It was directed by, what's the guy's name? Seiji Kishi, I think. So yeah, when I heard he was directing it, even though the studio that produced it, which was Bridge, I believe, I don't really fuck with them like that, but since he was directing it and everything, I thought, you know, this is gonna be great. So I was really excited for it, and it didn't necessarily disappoint me, but anyway, let's get into the review. So and let me say right now, this isn't gonna be completely spoiler free, because I'm just gonna have to say some things to talk about it, and really give my opinion. But I'm gonna try and keep the spoilers to a minimum. Anyway, so let's jump in. First of all, for those of you that don't know anything about Devil Survivor 2, just give you the brief plot gist. So you have Hibiki Kuze, Ionita, and Daichi. I don't even care or know what his last name is, but three friends. Daichi and Hibiki are like best friends, and they newly meet up with Nita at the train station at the beginning of the anime, and start to form a friendship. Anyway, so in Devil Survivor 2, the basic plot is that the world is pretty much coming to an end. And you don't really find out why this is all happening per se that readily, but the world is coming to an end, and there's this phone app called Nikaya, which does two things. One is it shows dead face clips, which is basically you add your friend to this networking thing, and when they're going to die, it predicts their death. See, they join up thinking that it's just like a joke kind of gag thing, and it's supposed to show random predictions of your friend's death that don't really mean anything, but it's actually legit and real. And yeah, it shows basically how your friend is gonna die, sends you a little email with a video clip of it right before it happens. So, in the beginning of the series, Daichi and Hibiki get emails showing the dead face clips for each other while they're waiting for the train. Train derails. They're able to escape it because they know about it, and that's the thing. You're able to escape the dead face clips There's ways to prevent it from happening, but a lot of time it tends to happen. Anyway, they're able to escape it, and they get thrown into this whole thing. World is ending in 7 days. They don't actually find out the first episode, but anyway. So, the other thing that Nikai does is it has a demon summoner app. And basically, you can summon demons that you purchase and register based on your talent and skill, and use them to fight the invading demons that are heralding the end of the world. Now, there's two main enemies that you're basically fighting against. Demons, pretty much lower class demons that show up at the beginning of the series, and then for each day, it's a 7-day trial, there's these things called Septenturion. And what they are is Polaris, basically God, if you will, is judging humanity with this 7-day trial of trying to exterminate the world. Testing the will of humanity, judging them for just the way that we operate and our faults and everything like that, and just testing our will, seeing if we can make it through this trial. And basically the Septenturion, one comes each day, they get progressively stronger throughout the series, and under this organization called JIPS, which is this Japanese-based organization which has knowledge of the demons and the coming apocalypse and all of that, is fighting a war against these Septenturion for humanity's survival. And Hibike, Nita, and Daichi are recruited into JIPS because they're able to use the Summoner app. And yeah, so that's the basic plot. And the leader of JIPS is the badass, the homie, the OG Hotsui Yamato. That guy, I love. He just drove the show for me. Hotsui Yamato is the shit. Just watch out for it. But anyway, so yeah, that's basically the plot. I don't really want to get too much into it because I know there's going to be a lot of spoilers if I do. But as I'm giving my opinion, I'm probably going to have to say a lot of specific things. This is my first series review, so I don't really know how I want this structured, and I know it's going to be kind of long. But anyway, just bear with me. So for the plot is great, once again, for an Atlus game, but I do have certain problems and gripes with this series. The main thing is that it's just too short to really deal with the plethora of stuff that you're getting from this game. Because basically the whole game occurs within this 7-day period. However, when you play it in game form, and I haven't played it, but I'm just assuming because it's Atlus, and it's just, their games are so in-depth. Well, if you play it in game form, I'm sure it takes over 50-60 hours to complete the game. You're getting in-depth interactions with all the characters, and a lot of character development and stuff is able to take place in those crazy amount of hours. But here, you're getting 12 episodes, 12 22-minute episodes, just detailing, like, they spend like 2-3 episodes on each day. And a lot of it is fighting. So you're not really getting that much character development in this series, which kind of sucks. I think that if they had made it maybe a 24-episode series, they would have been able to encompass more of the interactions during these days between characters and stuff. But that said, you know, there was only so much they could do. So that's pretty much like my main complaint as far as the plot and character development and stuff like that goes. It's just that it was just too short to encompass this larger thing that they were trying to do. And as such, a lot of the characters just fall kind of flat. I mean, also, there's a lot of people dying in this series left and right. Like, left and right, people are getting picked off during these Septenturion attacks. You see dead face clips, people try and help them and avoid it, but they just get picked off. So there's that. But there's really just lacking of real character development. So that's one of my main issues with it. Next thing, the music. This is where one of the things that really shines out of this series. The music is excellent. The OP, Take Your Way by KZ Live Dude, featuring the dude from Sekai no Owari, I forget his name, but that song ran my life for like the last 3 months. I'm still bumping it. as soon as I was able to get my hands on it, I was a happy person. That's all I have to say. The ED as well. By Sound. What is the name of that group? I want to say like songwriters or sound writers. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, that song is also freaking amazing. I got that song about like a month ago. I haven't been able to stop listening to it. But anyway, and the BGMs are great. Just the music overall for the series just gets like 9 out of 10 for me. So that's no problem there. The animation is beautiful. The fight scenes are beautiful. The art is really, really, really nice. So, boom, that out of the way, which is great. So, yeah, basically those are the main things. In each episode, so you get like a basic formula of them trying to fight off the Septenturion and trying to survive these 7 days. Now, a lot of the internal problems come in with like characters like Hotu and Yamato, who is trying basically. He's this incredibly gifted, talented individual who's been able to summon like the highest class demon since he was like 5 years old. And the Hotuin family is like this like crazy family that like has ties to the supernatural and knew about this coming test by Polaris. So Yamato basically wants to change the world. He sees how corrupt and rotten it is anyway, and he's bearing that on his shoulders by himself. He wants to create a world where the talented are rewarded. Everybody else is trash to him. Garbage. Go, done. Get out. He uses people as pawns. Everyone. Even the people he recruits into this Gyps organization, they're just pawns for him to survive the 7 days and create the world that he wants to create. Except for Hibiki, who, for him, just starts to become really, he sees Hibiki's talent and his ability which rivals his own, and he really starts to become the only person that he can really see as his equal and not demean in any sort of way. What other the characters that you have, let me talk about the characters real quick, besides Daichi, Hibiki, Io, Nita. So Hibiki as a protagonist is not, kind of falls short for me. I don't know what it is that I don't really like about him, but I mean, he's too whiny, too sentimental. I mean, I love that in a hero character, but Hibiki just, dude is crying every 5 seconds. I just can't really take it. But I understand his thought process, and I back it. I always tend to go for those kind of characters, but I love Yamato as well. Anyway, Daichi pretty much is comedic relief throughout the whole series. He summons the weakest demons. He's always pissed off because he can't summon any strong demons, and like, he just gets shafted the whole time. Nobody cares about him. He has a crush on Nita, who actually likes Hibiki, of course. So he just gets shafted the whole time, except for like around episode 11, where he summons a fucking badass demon. Look out for that. It's Atlus's flagship, one of Atlus's flagship characters and demons. So, I mean, if you know about Atlus, you know what I'm talking about. Summons a huge ass version of that, which is badass. But Daichi pretty much gets shafted. Nita is just like a shy, like very emotional girl who's in love with Hibiki and wants to do the right thing, and a lot of times gets shafted for it. Then you have Yamato, who I basically detailed already. Love the dude. His assistant, whose name I can't remember, I think it's like Sakichi or something, who's readily dedicated to Yamato. She just follows him wholeheartedly. But I don't think she's in love with him, because I think she has a lesbian relationship going on with Fumi Kano, which is this doctor who knows the most about the Nikaya system out of humans, besides Yamato and everything, and invents all these crazy inventions like a teleportation system and all kinds of stuff like that. She's just really badass. I love Fumi Kano also. Look out for I believe it's in episode 12 or 11, when she just has one of the most badass confrontations with death that I've ever seen. But anyway, trying to keep it spoiled for you. So other characters, you have like Airi, Ban, and Jungo, which are 2 other characters. See, these characters are really nice support characters. Their character designs are awesome, and their base character personalities are great too, but there's just not enough character development to really get into them. One of the other supporting characters dies off in like the same episode he's introduced, so you don't really get much of him. And then there's this girl that has like bandage. She fucks up her eye at some point, and she has a bandage over her face with the red hair. Can't remember her name either. And I think and the detective, the homie, the detective, and his crew from I think they're located in Nagoya, maybe Shibuya, I don't remember. But anyway, the detective who used to work for Gyps, who sees Yamato's true colors, and basically he's just like, we can't work for this man, we have to save the world, but we can't let him create the world that he wants to create. And that's what basically alerts Hibiki to Yamato's true intentions. And basically a lot of the main point of contention then becomes Hibiki working with Yamato because he sees him as a friend, trying to save the world, but he vows to stop Yamato after this is all said and done and not let him create the world that he wants to create. And Yamato accepts the challenge, and that you have that looming over the whole series, which is pretty tight. As far as the demons go that are summoned, a lot of them are staples of the series. A lot of them are also exclusive to Devil Survivor 2. I never played it, like I said, so I don't really know that much. Like, the great part about watching like this and Persona 4, the animation, is after you have played the game and you watch it, you feel like a much greater tie to the demons that are being summoned and the characters and all that. So after I play the game, I'll definitely rewatch it and get another take on it. But anyway, the demons are pretty cool. They have really cool designs. Byako, I can't remember all these demons' names, but yeah, they have really cool designs. Each character basically has like one demon to their name, whereas Hibiki and Yamato and some other people summon more than one. And at the end of the anime, last episode is when they really start to explore the demon fusion system, and but I don't want to spoil anything, so, I mean, I probably will end up spoiling it, and I know this is going to be long, it's getting pretty long, but just bear with me, this is a series review. So, last character, which is also the badass, Alcor, the Anguished One. He's a pretty mysterious dude, keeps showing up with all these philosophical things to say. He seems to have a tie to Hotsui that you get privy to at the beginning of the series. And he appears before Hibiki a lot. You eventually learn that he is the highest Septenturion, above the one that is supposed to appear on the 7th day, but he's not necessarily meant to be a part of the test for humanity that Polaris is carrying out. Instead, he's known as the Anguished One. Basically, he's like the Septenturion are like a system of the world that Polaris creates. They're just supposed to run mechanically like a system. They don't have thoughts or emotions or anything. They're just these things. But Alcor looks like a human being. He sympathizes with human beings. He begins to form friendships and love them. And that's why he's called the Anguished One. He's kind of like a faulty, failed part of the system. And he's the one that actually created Nikaya and gives it to the humans to defend themselves. That's a bit of a spoiler. There's going to be some more, so whatever. If you don't want to hear any more spoilers, just stop the video right here. I'll just tell those people that anime is pretty decent. Check it out. But anyway, so yeah, that's Alcor. I love Alcor also, and Alcor and Hotsui have a deep relationship. So the main thing is this whole spiral of Hibiki, Alcor, and Hotsui and Yamato, basically building up to that. As far as the conclusion of the anime, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like it, just because, two things: everybody loses their memory of all of these events, except for Hibiki, Yamato, and Alcor, which is ridiculous. And my main problem is that, so basically, after the judgment, everybody pretty much dies throughout the series. And these are serious spoilers now. I told you, people that don't want spoilers, you should have left before. Everybody pretty much dies by the end of this, and the whole thing is that the world is getting swallowed by the void, which is just nothingness. The world is just returning to black nothingness as it gets swallowed up over the course of 7 days, unless human beings can defeat all the Septenturion and meet up with Polaris to grant whoever is alive, they get their wish granted, and show the will of humanity or whatever. So everybody gets swallowed by the void if they haven't died already, and the only people left are Hibiki and Yamato. Before this, Yamato, after they defeat the 7th Septenturion, Hibiki goes to stop Yamato like he promised, and Alcor is afraid that Hibiki will get defeated by Yamato, and they formed a deep relationship at this point. So he decides that Yamato is not the chosen one for him, it's Hibiki, his shining one, or whatever he called it, I forgot what he, the sparkling one, some shit like that. And he decides to fight Yamato in order to save Hibiki. He sacrifices himself in that fight. Yamato somehow still survives because he's fucking OP. I love Yamato, craziest dude in the world. Not really, but he's pretty tight. And then the world gets swallowed by the void after this. So Daichi and Nita, who survived, get swallowed up trying to send Hibiki on his way to meet up with Yamato. And then they clash at the end. I really like the final battle between Hibiki and Yamato and Alcor and Yamato. The Alcor and Yamato fight was tight based on an action level, and the Hibiki and Yamato fight was tight based on the dialogue. There's a lot of deep concepts that come with any Atlus story, but especially Devil Survivor 2, there's a lot of deep concepts of friendship, humanity, the meaning of life, and what it means to survive and thrive. And they really broke that down in the final battle, which was nice. I like the demon fusion system in the final battle. It was tight. Final demon Satan and Lucifer going at it. Crazy ending. Although they didn't really fight, which kind of pissed me off. It just ended up being Hibiki hugging Yamato, crying, and Yamato dies in his arms. Major spoilers here. I told you to leave. Anyway, then Hibiki meets with Polaris, asks for the world to be restored and for UBBs to have another chance, and he remembers what happened, and he sets on this little mission to change the world one step at a time through everybody's will. My bad. Turn this shit off. Alright. Excuse the phone. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I think I got a little too in-depth with this series review, but like I said, this is my first one. Phone threw me off, so I didn't even remember what I was going to say, but I know this is running long. So for this series, I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. It had a lot of potential to be something really great, and I thought it would measure up to Persona 4, the animation, somewhat. I mean, obviously the Persona 4 storyline is just crazy, and there's so much in-depth character development in that game and in that anime, solely because it spans over a year's worth of time, and it's all about the friendships and shit like that. So Devil Survivor kind of fell flat for me. I enjoyed watching it weekly during the spring season. It was a nice episode by episode thing. I always looked forward to watching it. The animation, the music was great. Character designs, the art, the battle sequences, the demons, all that kind of stuff was really interesting, cool, and great. But there was just a lot of failures with the character development. If they had made the anime 24 episodes or 26 episodes instead of 12 or 13, actually, my bad, 13 episodes, it would have been. You would have been able to get a lot more character development squeezed in there in the days, even though it's a 7-day period. Just like in the game where you play for over 50 hours and you get all these little mini interactions with the characters and really get to grow and develop with them. So that was one of the characters then their personalities fell really flat. Hibiki was just annoying sometimes, man. I like his thought process and his rationale, but he just annoyed the shit out of me. The saving grace for all the characters and character depth wise was Yamato Hotsui, and he's a badass. You can just go watch and see how tight Yamato is. And Hibiki really does start influence him by the end of the series. You'll see how all of that plays out. Sorry for the spoilers that I threw in here. I'm not sure if I want to make my series reviews spoiler free or not in the future. I can't really tell you at this point. It's my first series review, so please, anybody watching this who's done series reviews or has seen Devil Survivor 2 the animation, please give me feedback on how I did this review, as well as tell me your thoughts about Devil Survivor 2 if you've seen it, or if this review helped you in making a decision to watch it or not watch it or whatever. Just give me some feedback on this, because I'm going to be doing a lot of series reviews. I have a lot of videos coming soon. And I want to make them kind of shorter. I know I've been rambling on and going on a long time, and I want to have a kind of a format for it. So please just give me some feedback or something. Help me out. And that's it for Devil Survivor 2, the animation. It's a pretty good anime. It's decent. 6.5 out of 10. And that's all I can really give it, but it's decent. If you're looking for, so you have nothing else to watch, just go through it. If you play Devil Survivor 2, you're definitely going to want to watch this, because I think when you play the game, it'll enhance it. For me, I probably think that if I played the game and go back and watch it, I'd probably bump it up to like 7.5 or something. Because I'll just have a lot more character development, and then it's all really just about seeing all that shit animated, you know what I'm saying? So if you played the game, definitely check this out. If you like Atlus, check this out. If you like Persona 4, the animation, check this out. And if you like any of the concepts that I was talking about, like the show is based on, you just check it out. It's a decent anime, 6.5 out of 10, like I said. And that's it for the Devil Survivor 2, the animation series, guys. More series reviews coming soon. I have a lot of videos coming out. They're pretty much just going to be back to back to back in the next 3 days or so this weekend. So, yeah, look out for all of that, and thanks for all your support. Peace.